G'day and welcome back to UC Mad Scientist. I know it's been a little while since I've posted an update, but I figured I would drop this very low production quality video. I just wanted to quickly touch on the inappropriate use of technology to work around certain circumstances that are happening over in Russia and Ukraine. Now, it's not for me to get into the politics of this discussion or anything at all. And it's also not for me to get into the politics of cryptocurrency or anything. My opinions on the matter don't matter. However, it's, as most people will know, I'm a avid fan of the pony fandom and by extension the furry fandom, and that also is heavily affecting people that are working in Russia now. So for those that don't know, if you're living under a rock, a lot of people in Russia are now unable to accept payments from all over the globe due to sanctions because of everything that is going on over there. And a lot of people in those parts of the world are artists, part of the furry fandom or part of the pony fandom, and make a living this way. There are lots of people, and I'm sure it affects plenty of other industries. Patreon has advised that they can't process payments, PayPal can't process payments, Swift network has obviously been blocked. So this revenue stream for these people has suddenly dried up. And in an attempt to keep their livelihood going, these people are turning towards cryptocurrency as a way that they can still accept payments and still make a living whilst the world sorts itself out. And I'm coming at this from a purely technical perspective again. As I said, I'm not getting involved in the political statements on it whatsoever. But for those that don't know, obviously cryptocurrency is a way of a decentralized method of obtaining value and purchasing and buying and selling and maintaining money without government control, or specifically without anyone controlling. No single entity can go in and change the blockchain. And this works by a concept that we've known in the IT world for quite some time, in that the majority rules. So what happens with the crypto, most cryptocurrencies, I'm not going to say all, many ledgers or transaction histories, or the blockchain as you've heard it, are validated by hundreds and hundreds of, or thousands or even millions of other computers. So someone performs a transaction, they put that onto the network, and then millions of other computers all validate that transaction to make sure, yes, I saw that transaction happen, money's come out, money's gone in, job's done, and that gets validated multiple times by every computer, thousands and thousands of times over and over, in the attempt to hopefully win a coin moving forward. But I digress. The advantage of this system is also its greatest weakness in this current situation. For anyone who's worked in the IT industry for any length of time and has worked with databases or data sets or distributed computing will know of a concept called the split brain problem. And that problem is that if we have, let's say, 6 computers, I'll put up some terrible graphics right now. We have 6 computers, 3 over here and 3 over there, and they're all working in one data set. They share that information between each other, and they keep each other in check by an election, and a node can drop out and then come back online and catch up with all the others. Maybe that node gets taken offline for maintenance, maybe that node gets taken, it goes offline because of some sort of failure. But eventually when that node comes back up, it heals by collecting data from the others. Now there's currently talk of Russia segregating itself from the global internet. So they've already started bringing a lot of their resources that are hosted outside on the World Wide Web to internal infrastructure. That's fantastic, more power to them. But there is the concern that this is the first move in potentially segregating their internet access temporarily. And herein lies the problem with the blockchain. It happened a couple of years ago in Egypt, where Egypt cut their BGP peering, which instantly cuts them off from the internet, so that they can only communicate internally and they can't communicate with the rest of the world. If that's to happen in the current situation and everybody has moved over to the blockchain, these two we will start seeing two forks of the blockchain. We'll have the blockchain that's out in the global internet where thousands or millions and millions of computers are validating this blockchain. So a transaction happens over here and it's kept on this copy of the blockchain. And then, considerably less computers in Russia are still validating their copy of the blockchain, and someone does a transaction on their copy of the blockchain and it gets written and verified to its ledger. And that's great. The two systems will continue to work independently during that time. The thing is, when money is spent here, it won't appear over here, and vice versa. The biggest issue comes the same with the split brain problem, which we've had in the IT world for years, is that because this node thinks it's the source of truth, and this node thinks it's the source of truth, because it can't see any of the peers over here, and none of the peers over here can see vice versa, they both think they hold the one and only source of truth. And that's a problem when Russia rejoins the global internet, potentially, if it's after only days or weeks or months or however long this scenario occurs. Any transactions that have occurred on, most likely, the Russian side of the blockchain will evaporate. Any money that's been earned, any money that's been spent, anything that's changed hands, as soon as the networks reconverge, the Russian nodes will lose, because there are thousands, millions more computers in this node than this node. So this becomes the trusted copy, and any transactions that occurred here, unless there's some sort of special algorithm, and from my research there isn't, in most blockchains, there's no way to merge these two together, these two forks together. And the biggest problem with that is, because of the way the blockchain is structured, no entity can sort of step in and say, no, this is an error, let's fix it. It relies on the computing power. You would need to go touch every single one of these nodes and say, no, you need to trust that stuff from Russia, it's okay. But that's not the way it was engineered. It was engineered specifically so that no one could manipulate or work on it or change the infrastructure at all. So when these nodes rejoin, any of that money that's changed hands, any of those transactions, they instantly evaporate. And that's one of the big reasons I urge and I implore you, if you're an artist that's struggling in Russia at the moment, or if you're looking at converting your revenue stream into cryptocurrency, again, I'm not getting into the politics of it. I'm not a fan of crypto myself due to the environmental impact, but that's not part of my discussion here. My point is, you're extremely insecure, because if Russia goes forward with its plans to segregate its internet, one, your currency becomes extremely volatile, more volatile than crypto is today, and two, in the blink of an eye, any wealth that you gain during that time can be wiped out. So if you are going down this path, please, I implore you, get your payments via whatever method you need, whether it be crypto, and then transfer it out to something else. Because I would hate to see all these people's effort and all these people's livelihoods evaporate because of a technical issue. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Thank you very much for joining in. I apologise to my standard audience. I know this isn't my usual sort of topic. I do have a couple of reviews coming up on a recent kit from Greg Sheridan. I also have the Poly Voyager Focus UC2 coming up, a sound test versus my wife's V8. But for now, I just wanted to make this, as I said, very quick, low budget video and warning to friends who are currently struggling that crypto may not be the salvation that they're expecting it to be. So please read up, look at all your options, and make an informed decision. And until next time, I hope this helps someone. Thanks very much.